Hi, I'm here with Chris from Devils at Cradle, and this is where all the monies that I raise for the Devils go to. So I'm going to ask him some questions.
Absolutely.
Where does all the money go to?
Money that you've raised, Lilli, goes to help us manage the Tasmanian Devils and the quolls that we've got at the Devils at Cradle facility. Animals like Blackjack here, it helps us feed, house, breed, re-release and research the conservation of these animals.
Yep. What are you researching?
We do a few things. Off-site, we set cameras, and they're automated cameras. They're what we call IR or infrared cameras, and they're used to look at the behaviour, the numbers, and the health of the devil and quoll population wild in this area. Also, we do some research on site. We sort of collaborate with other members of the industry that are also breeding Tasmanian devils for the Save the Devil program, and we work with the government as well. We've got some of their devils here at the moment for pre-release back in the wild. So there's a number of different things that we do at the facility, both for devils and the two quoll species.
Yeah. How long has Devils at Cradle been open for?
Devils at Cradle, it opened its doors on the 1st of January 2006. So that's coming up 10 years. I've been here from the start. I've worked for Wade Anthony, who's the managing director, right from the start, and it's a great place. It can be a little rough with weather at times, but the place itself is awesome, and the animals that we've got here are awesome, and we're also a pretty significant player in the conservation of Tasmanian devil around the country.
So what type of quolls do you have here?
There's two quolls in Tasmania. You've got eastern quolls, which are up to 1.2 kilograms, and then you've got spotted tail quolls that are up to 5 kilograms, and we've got both of those species here. Spotted tail quoll is endangered, and the eastern quoll is threatened, and so they have their conservation issues, and the work we do with them is similar to what goes on with devils. It revolves around genetics, breeding, release, and wild research.
How many devils do you have at the park?
There's 38 devils here today. It goes up and down a little bit, so before the breeding season tends to be where we are at our highest numbers, and they're just about to mate now. And then so by the start of summer we're often in low numbers because we've sent a lot of those animals away to other facilities or we've released them. So 38, and they range from not yet one through to 7.5 years or so.
Cool. Thank you for talking. So Chris, are Devils at Cradle associated with different research facilities?
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually 48 facilities worldwide that have Tasmanian devils, and there's maybe 15 in Australia that are real key players to what goes on with the conservation of Tasmanian devils, and we work very closely with them. On this sign you've got a few of the organisations that we're sort of closely associated with. IUCN, it sort of is like UNESCO looks after land and they create World Heritage Areas, and IUCN look after animals. It's International Union of Conservation of Nature, and they sort of have a plan for how they want Tasmanian devils to be recovered. So they've worked with the federal government, and then it trickles down to the state government, and then it sort of trickles down to facilities like us that work with them. The IUCN also create this red list, and red listed animals are animals that have got really serious conservation issues, and unfortunately about 80% of IUCN red listed animals eventually go to extinction. So Tasmanian devils have been on that list since 2009, and us, Devils at Cradle, and all these industry members are working to protect and conserve Tasmanian devils so that they can get off that list and be more common in the wild. So federal government, the state government, we work with them constantly. We work with them for both devils and quolls. They run the Save the Devil program, and we are in that program, so we work with them. Just behind you you've got animals that have come off the peninsulas, and they will be here at our facility for 6 months or so, and then we'll release them. This is the important one. This is the zoo industry, and we're a member of that peak body, so we've gone through a huge accreditation program to be a part of that body so that we can work best practice, like at the peak level of protecting Tasmanian devils. It's something that we're pretty proud of, to be part of these organisations.
So where does the money actually go to?
So all the money that you've raised, Lilli, helps us protect, breed and conserve the Tasmanian devil. It can go into feeding these animals. It can go into building new enclosures. This one's called an MEE. It's a standard that the government sets, and there's intensive MEE or FRE. They're just sort of various size enclosures to house devils and manage devils in different ways. So it goes into building enclosures like this so that we can give devils lots of space, which keeps them more wild and gives them the ability to be more easily released. It goes into helping us do a bit of research out in the field. It just helps us manage our facility and sort of have more devils and more enclosures, more infrastructure, and more conservation.
Cool.
So we really appreciate people like yourself and all the tremendous effort that they go to off their own back to organise days like your Black and White Day and raise the funds. It really supports our facility and the work that we do, so we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No worries.